Are you struggling to find a way to enjoy Elden Ring? You are not alone. Navigating the grand landscapes and countless possibilities of this game is incredibly daunting. Also, there's a steep difficulty curve. You don't find that in very many games. And many players are not able to figure out how to make progress until they're deep into their hour count. It's easy to feel defeated in the lands between. After all, we all know that the most common words we read in this entire game are, "You died." But don't worry, we have some key tips and tricks to help you get the most out of your Elden Ring experience. First, let's talk about exploration. Elden Ring is a vast world with hidden secrets waiting to be discovered all around us. Veer off the scripted path. Just because you see the yellow floaties going through the air does not mean you have to go in that direction. Stumble upon the undiscovered. Dig out hidden treasures. Walk through the lands between and find everything that it has in store for you. If you find a cave on the side of a cliff, go in it. Explore it. There are likely puzzles and enemies that you can use to build up your rune count and earn the next level up. You may also be lucky enough to find new weapons or armor for your Tarnished, and then you can use those on your next challenge. And if you're incredibly lucky, you'll find the weapons that match the exact way that you think about the game. When you first create your character, you have a set style of fighting that you inherit because of the weapons and the equipment that you have. But as you get deeper in the game, there's an incredible amount of customization that you can find that allows you to make your Tarnished the exact image of how you want to go through this game and succeed. All right, back to the list. Whenever you find a new challenge, take the time to play it. But also remember, if you're running around with millions of runes, play smart. I cannot stress enough. Explore, 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 but then when it really matters, play smart, smart, smart. All right. The next thing to remember is do not overlook the game's narrative. Get invested in the stories. Talk to every person the Tarnished comes across. Many of them are hinting at new quests. Their goals in life become your goals in the game if you want to get the most out of the lands between. The intrigue that unfolds from the words that they share with you leads you to new bosses, help you find new gear, and it even changes the fate of the world once you claim the Elden Throne. It really is about the fate of existence. Diving into the storyline will not only enrich your experience, but it also provides important context to guide your progression. Believe me, I've had games where I skipped the cutscenes, and my stream has given me so much grief for years about it. I thought all I wanted to do was play the game. But then, what you realize eventually, maybe it's the older I get, is that a fight without a reason for the fight is just not as good. Elden Ring actually has a lot of story. You just have to be open to noticing it while you walk around the world. The next idea here is skill progression is vital. And in order to grow, you have to go from area to area collecting runes and not get destroyed. And if you do get destroyed, it's really important to get back to those runes so that they don't evaporate into thin air. So in order to have enough runes to make your character grow with you, you have to take on those side missions, you have to defeat different bosses, and you have to be able to control and manage your resources so that your Tarnished can find new abilities. The more time you dedicate to character progression and not just going to the next big boss fight, the more satisfying Elden Ring will become for you. There are two reasons that people die in this game. One, you're making mistakes, or two, your character is too weak. So let me explain that. If you improve your skills, you can overcome the limits of your character. But this might require you to play perfectly. If you get stronger, you might be able to absorb some of your mistakes and still pull off a victory. Figure out the best way for you to work the fight. A win is a win. In Elden Ring, many fights are ugly. You just have to fight well enough to be victorious. Not many of us are ever going to win by using a dance pad or naming ourselves "Let Me Solo Her." Just be you and find what works. And again, enjoy it. Elden Ring is all about freedom of choice. Embracing this autonomy makes the choices actually reflect your game style. Whether you favor being stealth or going into open combat, using magic or melee, using gigantic weapons or tiny two-hand weapons, adapt your strategy to fit your gaming persona. You can always experiment with other styles too. If you're out of runes, that's the perfect time to experiment because you have nothing to lose. Just run around with new items and equipment and see if you stumble on something you really enjoy that you want to hang out with for a couple hours. Once you start gaining runes and playing the new Journey Plus route, you can always respec and change your style too. There's no reason for us to think that dying in a game like this is actually failure. Dying in this game means that you're playing the game. It completely requires us to rewire the way we think, because other games have trained us to think about video games that victory equals success and our character death means failure. But Elden Ring is not actually challenging us to think that way. It's challenging us to think a different way. So just build the character in a way that you enjoy them. When you stop enjoying it, build them a new way. There's so much opportunity in this game. Now, remember to utilize the resources at your disposal too. You can have weapons and armor that you really enjoy, but you also have a lot of opportunity to upgrade them. And that requires running around the world and collecting more resources. And then also when you're in the fight, remember, a win is a win. Go ahead and summon Spirit Ashes if that helps you to have a tank healer DPS kind of situation, which you can totally do if you have enough faith to offer some of those healing spells. And also use your horse. Sometimes I really believe the fights were designed with the idea that your Tarnished is on horseback. I know a lot of people have gone into fights thinking I need to be able to beat this enemy on foot. And I just look at that as why? If they knock you off of Torrent, yeah, you need to be able to win on foot. But it's their job to knock you off of Torrent. If they haven't done that yet, ride your horsey. A fully equipped Tarnished that uses all the skills at their disposal is better suited to brave the trials that lie ahead. Remember, a win is a win is a win. You can disagree with me on that, but that's okay. I'm just trying to get people that are not enjoying the game yet to try some new things so that they can enjoy the amazing game that is Elden Ring. So that brings us to our final point. Take your time with Elden Ring. Pause and just stand around, rotate the camera, look at the world. There's so much to appreciate. The aesthetics of this game are mesmerizing. Find all of the NPCs, interact with the inhabitants of this world. Pay attention to the lore. The Lands Between has gone through stuff. It's in the opening video. But you don't really understand all the things that they are saying to you the first time through. So sometimes you just have to be mindful and take it all in. The map is telling you story. The buildings are telling you story. The monsters and why they're in the rooms they're in is telling you a story. Elden Ring is an amazing storyteller. It's just the story is being told to us through the environment instead of through long cutscenes. It's all there. Just take the time to enjoy it. There's no rush. Elden Ring is a journey, not a race. So savor every instant of it. The goals are right there on the map saying, find me. So go explore and enjoy the Lands Between. If you use these tips, I really believe that you'll find a few things to enjoy that you haven't found yet in Elden Ring. Remember, every move you make, whether you're victorious or whether it says you died, it's still progress in Elden Ring. You're not going to defeat every challenge in a game like this on your first try, your 10th try. There's no promises. Just keep going. Thank you for joining me on this set of tips for enjoying the perilous and challenging journey of Elden Ring. If you found this list beneficial and you're now excited to jump back into the game, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content on mental health and the gamer's journey. Remember, everything is progress, as long as you decide to continue the journey. See you next time.